A very good evening, my dear students. Welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. Here we are back with our English class. And today we are getting along with vocabulary building. Fine students, we've gone with a lot of lectures on vocabulary building. And then I was introducing you the articles. And with each article, I introduce a lot of foreign words. And through that we build our vocabulary. So this is the best technique to improve your vocabulary and also at the same time to improve your comprehensive levels. Comprehend means to understand. So as you are reading an article, you come across some foreign word, then according to the context you try to get the meaning of it. So this is the best way to learn new words. And well, we are getting along with this technique for quite a long time, students. Now, here today in our vocabulary building class, we have vocabulary tricks part 17, and that is about moral education. Let us go with this moral education. What does that mean? Moral education. Students, today every one of us are highly educated, no doubt about it. As Abdul Kalam said in one of his speeches, today's educational system is making many ists. Scientist, geologist, cardiologist, whatever ist. But unfortunately, there is no education which is making a humanist. You know what does it mean? Slowly, man has lost humanity and he's become a machine. The unfortunate thing, students, is we are losing our humanity. So, today's educational system shapes a man as machine. It loses the humanity, or man loses his humanity. So this is a very, very important point what to be noted. Unfortunately, our educational system, no course is giving humanity to man, and man is losing his ethics. He's losing his morals. So we have in our article today, Vocabulary Tricks Part 17, Moral Education. It is a high time that we need moral education. We need morals. No matter in whatever good position you are, students, if only you have no heart, no feelings, no emotions, and you can't control your emotions, manage your emotions, your entire education is a waste. You experience this. There are so many parents today grieving for their children's behavior. What not positions the children are in, no doubt about it, but unfortunately, they never bother to take care of the parents. Never. They never take care of their parents. They just leave them for themselves even at their old age. So where is this moral? And no matter how much good and positioned your son is, when he is not a helping shoulder to you, what is the use of this? Forget about the society. Gone the days when people were helping the neighbors, helping the society. Today, unfortunately, you are not even willing to help your parents. not bother to take care of your kids. And what does this education mean? What does it help you in? So a very good topic today we have, students. It is Vocabulary Tricks Part 17, Moral Education. So we'll see what it is and what all the basic requirements are there, where all over the world, it's not only in India, and all over the world you can see here that the people, when they lose their morals, to what risks they fall and what kind of education is at urge. Fine, we'll get along with the article, students. Let's get along. There is a dire need to evolve a new educational system to inculcate moral values in students. Moral education can nourish our nation consciousness. Education has a great role in fostering the personality by continuously developing innate qualities. Morality means being honest and renunciation of jealousy, hatred, and lies. But today people are preoccupied in pursuit of material things. There is continuous deterioration of moral values. The concerted efforts made to imbibe moral values in the last decades showed no results. There is a need to start at a grassroots level. Moral education is more successful if it is indirect rather than coercive. A beautiful article. And it tells what kind of education to be inculcated among the schools. So we'll go with all the keywords and the meaning of it line to line. I've just read the article. Let us go with the line to line explanation. There is a dire need to evolve a new education system to inculcate moral values in students. There is a dire. So this is a new word. There is a dire need to evolve. Now, according to the situation, when you try to understand what it could be, there is a dire need. Means probably at most need or very important need. Somebody urging. Or it is a time where at any cost that need for morals to be insisted into the educational system. So it means there is a dire need to evolve. Another foreign word what you have here is evolve. There is a dire need to evolve a new educational system. Very importantly, we have to include, or we have to start a new educational system. As per the contest, we are just trying to expect the meanings of those new words. Right, students? So we'll try to do it in that way. So there's a dire need to evolve a new educational system to inculcate moral values in students. Inculcate. So according to the situation, it is very important need to start or introduce a new educational system to inculcate moral values, means to put in moral values or to introduce moral values in students. So that is what actually through the contest we have understood those meanings as. Moral education can nourish our nation consciousness. Nourish. Of course, this is a quite normal word what you always hear. To nourish. To energize. Okay. Moral education can nourish our national consciousness. Generally, when we say morals, ethics, we only think about a personality. When a person is moral, his society is moral. When his society is moral, the country is moral. And there will be no problem at all in the country. So this is the utmost need at the era, in this era, right? So, moral education can nourish our national cautiousness. We will be cautious of what to do, what not to do. We will be knowledgeable of what is right and what not is right. And the nation will be cautious of what is the circumstances of the situation. So that is, moral education can nourish our national consciousness. Education has a great role in fostering the personality by continuously developing innate qualities. Education has a great role in fostering the personality, probably developing, okay, improving. So we don't know, we'll see. Education has a great role in fostering the personality by continuously developing, continuously trying to develop innate qualities. You are trying to develop innate qualities. So what is innate qualities? Something which is worthy, value. We suppose, we expect that's going to be the answer. Fine. Next one. Morality means being honest and renunciation of jealousy, hatred, and lies. What is morality? Morality means to be honest. And the opposite of honest is jealousy, hatred, and lies. So, what could be the meaning of renunciation? Probably avoiding, saying no. Okay? So, maybe reducing, omitting, removing, probably. As per the context, that could be the meaning. So, morality means being honest and renunciation of jealousy, hatred, and lies. But today, people are preoccupied in pursuit of material things. Are preoccupied means they are already occupied. Occupied in what? In getting with the materialistic things. Pursuit is also a good word. Okay, they are very, very occupied, or already they are occupied. Even before you could try to bring a change in the people, they are already occupied. Occupied with what? In grabbing materialistic things. They are more possessed about materialistic things other than the values. Today, man doesn't give importance for values. He only gives importance for materialistic things. There is continuous deterioration of moral values. There is continuous deterioration, probably destruction, destroyment, deterioration of moral values. Probably the moral values are continuously getting destroyed, are given no more importance in today's world. So that could be the meaning. The concreted efforts made to imbibe moral values in the last decades showed no result. The concerted efforts. The concerted efforts means a very, very strong efforts, a continuous strong efforts. We expect that could be the answer. The concerted efforts made to imbibe moral values. Imbibe means to put in, to introduce moral values in the last decades showed no result. Last decades could be a period of time, and this is a common word where we say it's 10 years. 10 years is called a decade, 100 years is called a century. So it's a period of time. A week, fortnight. Fortnight means 15 days. Week means 7 days. Okay? A month means 30 to 31 days. If it is a February, it will be 28 or 29 days. Year means 12 months, 365 days. In the same way, decade means 10 years. Century means 100 years. So, decade. So, he says, the concerted efforts made to imbibe moral values in the last decades, means the last previous 10 years, showed no results. There is a need to start at a grassroots level. Grassroots. You know what is a grass root? It grows on the surface. The roots doesn't go deeper. The soil is like this. Then you can see the grass grows only from there. So the grass, what you can see, okay students, you can see the grass. And where are its roots? Where are its roots? The roots have not gone far, they are only at the surface. So easily you can pluck the grass because they only stay on the surface. They don't go deeper. So this is the meaning of grass roots. Grass roots are on the surface of the soil. They don't go deeper. Have you noticed? So there is a need to start at a grassroots level. What is the grassroots level? A higher level. Probably the basic level, the foundation level, the surface level. You can see the surface here, it's there. It's just scattered there. So at the base foundation level or the base level. So from there you ought to start. There is a need to start at a grassroots level. Moral education is more successful if it is indirect rather than coercive. So moral education will be more successful if it is indirect. Don't directly say, don't tell a lie, don't rob, don't do this, I will punish you, I will do this. No. It should be inculcated from your hearts. It should be born from your hearts. So he says, moral education is more successful if it is indirect rather than coercive. So with this we have completed the article, students. So now we will go for the words with meanings and additional examples. We'll see what its meaning is and what the additional examples are. So here we go. The first one is dire. Dire. The meaning of dire is extremely serious or urgent. It's a dire. You must have seen. He says, there is a dire need to involve a new educational system. Have you understood? So the meaning of dire is extremely serious or urgent. So what is the meaning of dire? Very, very urgently, very seriously, you have to take an implementation to introduce moral education in the schools. Examples is, she is in dire need of help. She is in a dire need of help. She is in a dire need of help. Now what are synonyms? Terrible, dreadful, appalling. Meaning of appalling means very urgent, very required. Desperate, desperate need, very urgent need. Pressing. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, students. Okay, so synonyms of dire is terrible, dreadful, appalling, desperate, and pressing. You press, you insist. Next one, evolve. Evolve is excuse me. Evolve is to develop gradually, to develop slowly. So each company must evolve its own way of working. Evolve means to introduce, to progress. Progress. So each company must evolve its own way of working. Synonyms are develop, progress, Make headway, mature. Make headway means to make an effort, to make a start, to make a point of starting. So these are the synonyms. The synonyms are develop, to progress. Progress is a good word. Make headway and mature. Fine. Inculcate. Inculcate is instill or insist an idea. We can use insist. Okay. It can be instill. Instill an idea, attitude or habit by persistent instructions. Continuously by instructing, you are improving somebody's ideas or attitudes or habits by continuously checking them. So teachers try to inculcate in their pupils an attitude of inquiry. So they try to inculcate, they try to introduce, they try to put in, they try to make the children used of, put in of. So teachers try to inculcate in their pupils an attitude of inquiry. What is inquiry? Is to know something which you don't know, to inquire, to understand, to get the knowledge, okay, to consume the knowledge. So continuously you are curious to learn something. So that is called as inquiry. Inquiry means to understand, to know something. So teachers try to inculcate in their pupils an attitude of inquiry. So let us go for the synonyms. The synonyms are imbue, infuse, inspire, insist. So these are the synonyms of it. Next is nourish. What's the meaning of nourish? Provide with the food or other substances necessary for growth, health and good condition. Nourish, energy. So when you are provided good food, when you're provided good quality of education, your personality develops, your health develops, your energy develops. So this is called nourishing. Spiritual resources nourished her in her different times. So don't think nourishing means health. When you eat, drink, you build up your body, you get health. No, health also means your way of thinking, your mental health, way of thinking, your spirituality. See, spiritual resources nourished her in her different times. So the moral values will nourish you with a good attitude, with a good personality. You be a moral to the country, to the universe. You are liked in your society. So this is at most importance in today's era. So spiritual resources nourished her in her different times. Synonyms are feed, provide for. So generally when we say feed, we think it's food. No, feed, good education. Provide, good education. Sustain means to take in. Maintain. All these are the synonyms of nourishing. They are the synonyms of nourishing. The next one is consciousness. Now let us go for the meaning of consciousness. What's the meaning of consciousness? A person's awareness or perceptions of something. You are conscious that something wrong is happening around you. You're conscious that you are going down in your class. So, awareness. There's nothing else. The best meaning for consciousness is awareness. Fine. So, let us see what is the example. The political consciousness is not clear and coherent. The political consciousness. We don't understand what the politicians try to do nowadays. We don't understand what they try to do. Right? So the political cautiousness is not clear and coherent. Coherent is a rhythm coming step by step. Synonyms are awareness. Synonyms of cautiousness is awareness of, knowledge of the existing of, alertness. Alertness, having knowledge, you are aware of something. All this is called as cautiousness. Next one is foster. Encourage the development. Foster the needs. Means you have to encourage the needs. So the meaning of foster is encourage the development. You have to encourage the moral development. So the teacher's task is to foster learning. What is a teacher's duty? What is the meaning of task? Task is a duty. What is a teacher's duty? A teacher's duty is to enrich the students with best knowledge. So their duty is to encourage the students with good learning. Synonyms are stimulate, a very good biological term you have got here. Stimulate. Stimulate is continuously you have to stimulate yourself to encourage yourself. Advance, come forward. Forward, already I've told you. Cultivate, like how you cultivate the land and grow the crops, like that you always have to cultivate yourself to bring the best out of you. Nurture. Nurture is also like nourishing, bringing out. Strengthen yourself. Strengthen yourself. Foster has so many synonyms, students. You can see here. There are a lot of synonyms. Stimulate, advance, forward, cultivate, nurture, and strengthen. The next one is innate. Innate is quite a rare word and a very good word. It is, the meaning of innate is inborn, natural, something which is natural. Children have no innate fear of water and must be carefully supervised. So, they don't have naturally any fear of water. But when they try to go into the water and they go deeper, water is very dangerous. So, you have to be very careful. So, that's the meaning. Children have no innate fear of water and must be carefully supervised. So what are the synonyms? Inbred. Inbred. Congenital. No, by birth what you get, congenital. Inherent. Okay. Sorry. So, inbred, congenital, inherent, intrinsic. Look into this new words what are getting introduced over here. Inbred, congenital, a rare word must be heard. Congenital disease, that means by birth he's got the disease. Inherent means you got it from your parent. And intrinsic. Intrinsic is also, genetically you're getting, and instinctive. So these are the synonyms of innate. Next is renunciation, a formal rejection of. Renunciation of jealousy, hatredness. You must have remembered the article. So the formal rejection of something is called renunciation. They were compelled to make formal renunciations of their rights. They were compelled. They were forced to not get their human rights, their rights, fundamental rights. You have your fundamental rights, but still some poor people are insisted, they are forced by the powerful people to renunciate their rights. So the synonyms are repudiation, rejection is a suitable word, and abandonment means to withdraw, forsaking and forbearing. Forsaking and forbearing are also the meaning of renunciation. Next is preoccupied. You are already occupied. Take up something with a whole attention. Her mother is preoccupied with paying the bills. She is continuously occupied in. Engross, concern, absorb, dominate, pensive, brooding, absent-minded. When you are occupied with something, you become absent-minded. Next one is deterioration. The process of becoming progressively worse. day by day, you're becoming worse. So that's called deterioration. The condition of the patient is deteriorate or deterioration. So worsening, declining, decaying, collapsing. Can you see the words? Or it's a failure. It's become a failure. Concerted. What's the meaning of concerted? Done with great effort or determination. Done with great effort or determination. You must make a concerted. You must make a concerted effort to curb this. Means continuously with a determination, without a failure, without dropping. You continuously has to go for. So vigorous, strenuous, energetic, active, continuously you have to go for it. The next one is imbibe. Absorb or assimilate. Absorb ideas or assimilate ideas. There is a need to imbibe the culture. Today we have to absorb, we have to assimilate the culture. So assimilate, absorb, soak, take in, attain, consume, all these are the words for imbibe. Decade means a period of 10 years. She worked for the company for a decade. Means for 10 years she has worked there. This is easy. Next, grassroots. I've already explained you at the surface, the base. So the most basic level of an activity or organization. What is the meaning of grassroots? At the basic levels, from the basic levels we have to teach. They are improving the game at grassroots levels. Means from the base they are learning. Okay. Coercive. Relating to or using force or threats. So something which you are using a force or a threat. Coercive measures are usually not effective. So naturally morals has to be taught instead of giving punishments and making a pressure on it. So what is it? Overbearing, authorizing, imperious, highly handling somebody. So we have learnt a lot of words today in our vocabulary building, students. That's all for this day. Thank you. Have a nice time.